What is going on YouTube? DueDEX making another brand new crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to continue looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, as well as Cardano. If you guys have another coin you'd like to see in replace of Cardano, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to pick one of you guys and review it on the channel. Otherwise, in today's video specifically, we're going to continue off discussing what we saw yesterday, which was basically the price of some of the major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP actually managed to break through what appeared to be its descending fractal and resistance. Now that we finally cleared our way through there, setting a new higher low, we're hoping to continue this pattern to slowly bring us to the upside and then pretty much figure out where that top might be. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel and are interested in learning how to basically trade on this market and within this market, or just are curious as to where we are seeing the next target price prediction to be, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, as you can see, in yesterday's episode, we pretty much talked about where XRP confirmed its break to the upside. You can see also the Bitcoin formation where it actually managed to break above its resistance, which could ultimately set us up and start to lead us in a bullish direction to the upside. So I do have some very interesting things to discuss with you in today's video. A quick refresh shows you guys, for the most part, the markets are down. We're starting to see some sort of consolidation pattern. And now I don't believe most of these cryptos are going to just explode back up to the upside. I do believe it's going to be some sort of slow growth towards the upside, and I do have some interesting trends that I do want to show you guys. We touched upon this a little bit in yesterday's video, but I want to focus on it a little more in today's episode. You can see for the most part, top 10 cryptocurrencies, things are down, I would say on average about 4%. Now when I jump over to, let's just say Bityard, for example, to show you guys the pattern that's forming here, this is Bitcoin to USDT. You can see we really don't look that bad, and I'd like to just show you guys why. So the past couple of days, we had our correction to the downside. We fell, we bounced off the 40-day moving average, and we started to, swing back to the upside. After getting some sort of resistance right here, we actually managed to break through, and then we consolidated back down. So we are kind of playing around in between the 10 and 20-day moving averages right here, but I do think this is going to allow us to just build support, trade sideways, and then eventually see another pump to the upside. I don't believe we're going to bounce off of here like we did. I just want to show you guys. I don't think we're going to bounce off of here and come back down and then head lower. I'm seeing more of a pattern like this where we break more so to the upside, and then maybe we'll correct lower. But I do believe we're looking for another pump back upwards, maybe retesting $53,000. Right now, we are just caught between the 10 and 20-day moving averages, but as I said in yesterday's video, I don't think this is a permanent fix. I think this is just building some support and pressure for us to head up higher, creating a new higher low formation on the coin. And also, we are going to be capitalizing off this run. If we see the pop above, I would say the 20-day moving average, and we can close above there, there's a good opportunity to buy and long for a small position swing to the upside. But we'll figure out the target movements in a second. So looking at XRP specifically, as I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about this, yes, we are definitely in some very interesting water right now. So the past couple of days, we've noticed that there was, some sort of descending fractal forming on the coin, where prices have pretty much been creating these lower highs in formation, where we had one, let me just draw this out for you guys. We had our first one. Second one is right here. This could be the third. We're hoping to catch this right around 51 cents before we see any sort of correction, or maybe even 53 cents. That's where my next target is. But you can see right now we are still consolidating, but we are consolidating outside the descending fractal. This is a good start to movements to the upside. Now we're just waiting for the support to break. What this has allowed us to do is basically lower ourselves down to a more, easier position on the relative strength indicators. The fact that we've lowered ourselves from becoming overbought to currently becoming 49 to 50 on the relative strength indicator allows the coin to give it room to swing up if it does decide to do so. The consolidation is in. I'd be very surprised if we manage to break through bottom support here. I mean, the moving averages is holding pretty well, and I'd be very shocked if we see it break through here. Obviously, any sort of sign where prices break through 40 cents guaranteed is a quickly sell off any positions right now. stop losses should be at 40 cents. And then obviously a swinging to a short if we break below there is definitely something we have to consider. So my main worry, for the market, and this is really what I'm playing around with here, is within most of these cryptocurrencies, just looking at them right now, is the possibilities that this could be a short-term bull move to the upside and then a long-term correction to the downside. What I mean by that is when you look at most of these cryptos, you are starting to see some sort of correction back upwards. It looks great all around. Bitcoin looks good. Ethereum looks good. So does all the other ones. We discussed in detail yesterday and the past couple of days that if at any point we broke below our resistance here, we broke above this resistance right here, this downtrend, it would definitely signal what could be a big pop to the upside. And since then, we've moved from 1,400 all the way up to 1,600, a $200 gain on Ethereum. And we did anticipate prices to rise up higher. So yes, short term, this is a good run potential. We could easily see this swing back up to $1,800. It could very well happen right in this gap. My main concern, though, in long-term perspective, is the possibility of creating higher lows on the daily. What I mean by that is we saw the drop here, we swing back up here, and then we see another drop lower. This is what I'm referencing. So we have to be on the lookout for this. Higher low formations, we could still capitalize off these runs to the upside, but it's a get in and get out, because immediately once we hit the top, we could see a pull lower that would obviously sink all profits and possibilities there. So this is really what I'm hoping we don't see, but there is a really big possibility of seeing a long-term higher low or lower high formation on the daily charts. As for right now, short-term, things look okay. We could still capitalize off runs like this. It is still a huge possibility. Obviously, we can see the same thing applying itself to Bitcoin. I do believe Bitcoin is holding itself very nice above its $49,000 support. You can see it right here. We are starting to see some uncertainty, but prices look great otherwise. You can see right now on the moving averages, we are clearly undervalued, and on the relative strength indicator, we're trading at about 55. So there is plenty of room to head up higher. As discussed on Ethereum, we're looking for something like this. This is really what I'm anticipating. Let's say long term, we see a movement like this, for reference, and we start to see what could be swings to the downside. Now, obviously, I'm not sure if a lot of people on YouTube are talking about this. I just want to play it straight, play it truthful. The possibilities of seeing long-term corrections that we may have topped off, we may have hit the top. $60,000 could have been that resistance, and now we're starting to see the swing to the downside. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Hopefully, we break through the resistance at the top. That's the only way I'm going to switch bullish, is if we start to get closer and close above the prior all-time high for Bitcoin. But until I see confirmation of that, there is still short-term possibility of capitalizing off these runs to the upside, but in anticipation for correction lower. It's very similar to what we've seen back in 2017. If the coin loads in for me, yep, here we go. So back in 2017, this is what I want you guys to just, kind of understand and look at. You can see right here. So just like what we discussed. So we have our big run to the upside. Big run all the way up to $20,000. We correct lower. Eventually, we swing back up. You can see we fell even lower. And eventually, we swung back up again. But they're still forming these higher lows. 1, 2, 3, 4. It continues the downtrend. We continue to set higher low formation or lower highs formations that ultimately send the coin lower and lower and lower. Yes, there's still plenty of money to make off smaller runs. We can now capitalize off these swings to the upside, as well as shorting the market to the downside. But until we see that confirmation, I'm staying more on this bearish side. This is definitely something that could play out that I was referencing right now that's happening. So that's why you guys have to definitely have your defense on right now. You can see when the markets did decide to swing, you can see the markets right here. We're undervalued. You can see on the MACD we were undervalued, and we were also trending at about 50 on the RSI. So there is still room for us to see that swing to the upside, which would send us above the moving average, but there is still that chance of seeing correction. There is still a downtrend forming. And that's what I just want you guys to be aware of when making investments into cryptocurrency, especially in 2021. And I'm speaking to a lot of you guys. This is my strategy. We really have to play this out how it is. Unless we see a ton of more media pump back into the market, then we could ultimately say, okay, we're going to head up higher. The only way I would switch fully bullish long-term for Bitcoin and these other alts is if we see the market pump up and close above resistance. Let's say this is resistance at 57,000, which I believe is where the top all-time high is for Bitcoin right now in 2021. The only way I will switch bullish in the long term is if we can see the coin swing back up higher and close above 60,000. This is a much needed play. Let's say we don't actually buy in right now and we just wait it out and we see the coin head back up to 60,000. Okay, that is confirmed. There's a good chance we're going to see more long-term all-time highs, or at least playing it out long-term. But until we see that, I'm still switching towards short-term bulls and long-term bears, which is a reference like this. So you guys have to be really prepared with movements like now, with what's happening right now. So in regards to short-term movements, how can you capitalize off runs right now? We're anticipating small movements like this. Maybe we swing up to $54,000, but we have to anticipate correction to the downside. So it goes for all the cryptocurrencies. So target for Bitcoin moving up. If we can bounce off of here, we could easily see the coin maybe swing back up to 54,000 before hitting a high for the month of February or March, and then we can see a swing to the downside. We just have to be very vigilant on corrections right now. That's the market we're playing in. Same thing with Ethereum, the same movement. We had this lower move, and now we're going to potentially see it swing lower, but we could see it top off at 1800 for right now. Cardano looks okay. I mean, this is what we were talking about. I'm kind of getting worried that this might have been the top right now. We did have this uptrend. We discussed if we were able to hold above this resistance here, we could see a swing. Right now, we're falling to the failsafe. If we break through this bottom support, then there's a very good chance we could short this market. So I'm really not too worried about Cardano. I know a lot of people are in it for seeing bullish moves to the upside, but I'm slowly transitioning back into a bear market. If we see Cardano close below this resistance right here, there's a good opportunity for a short, a major short to the downside here. How do we do that? I believe, yep, just like that, just like I thought. Bityard has Cardano right here. You can see we're teeter-tottering right now on this top resistance here, holding out as hard as we can. If we decide to close below here, there's going to be a big swing back down to 78 cents on the coin. How that lines up with Cardano. This goes all the way down to 59 cents, 60 cents, but 78 cents seems to be the play for the 40-day moving average on Bityard, where you would definitely short this all the way down to here. Obviously, I did link Bityard in the description if you want to take advantage of this, but the short is what we're anticipating right now. So if we decide today to close below this resistance of this support of $114.14, get ready to short, because there's a good chance we're going to see the dip right now. But that's really my main focus on Cardano. We were looking good for quite some time. We were holding above here, but unfortunately we fell below it. Obviously, we've seen major wicks in Cardano before, so it could wick us back up by the end of today. But if we close below this this support here, let's say we close at $1 today, that'd be pretty steep. But let's say we close below $1.10. Get ready to short the coin. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I'll look at the S&P 500 in a second. XRP looks okay. I'd be very shocked to see it flip downwards. It very well could, because we are still creating these higher lows like this. It's definitely a possibility to see the swing. I'd be shocked if we break below the moving average, but this is the support wall right here. If we break below 40 cents, we know to get ready to short it and swing to the downside. Otherwise, we're getting very well. We're holding the moving average right now very well. On the daily, we could anticipate a swing. So right now, for people that have not yet bought into XRP, this is the position we do. If we close above resistance here, we close above 46 cents, get ready to buy in for a swing up to 54. If we close below 40 cents, get ready to buy in to short the market back down to probably closer to 30 cents. So that's really the two positions right now. If we close above 46 cents today, 54-cent target. If we close below resistance of our support of 40 cents, get ready for I would say close to a 30-cent target. As for S&P 500, we look okay. Once again, bottoming off on support here. Very interesting, but I do think we're going to hold the daily moving average pretty well, and we should be able to use that to climb back inside the uptrend here. There is some sort of resistance that we're forming. I don't know if you guys are noticing this. Some sort of downtrend right here. But I do believe we are going to be able to swing back up, hopefully get inside the moving average again, and then break to the upside. Otherwise, guys, we'll see how today plays out. Definitely make sure to subscribe if you are new. Turn on post notifications. Leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.